but if skill cap red falls down in this best of 7, their BlizzCon dreams are squashed.
XRB to the moon. They're the final big bad boss for skill capped red in this tournament. Will they be able to keep their BlizzCon dreams alive is the question. They're going to start their assault towards ZPi, which we've already seen teams try. Let's see how well skill capped red can execute on this strategy.
Yep, you can notice Looney running that Tree of Life, so he's not going to have the Solar Forest or the Cultivation in this game, but he is playing the double Swiftmen for those Azeroth traits we just talked about. And this is really the question, right? We've got 3 different jungle cleaves. All of them believe in themselves. All of them think they're the ones that can take down XRB to the moon. As we see Blizzo being the target of choice right now. Dark Archangel is being held onto, but the Incarnation has been matched by Cassidy and Looney. They're getting good early pressure here, but because of that Innovate and the Tree of Life combination, Looney not only is doing fantastic healing output, he's also spending 0 mana on it.
Zunyaki's actually playing Gnome Priest. I'm not sure if he could get more benefit from Dwarf or Dark Iron maybe, or even Void Elf to have like an escape. We've seen a lot of Discipline Priests getting tunneled down by Blizzo and ZPi. Maybe an escape would be better for him. The Gnome gets him out of a root, but he's going to immediately be slowed again. He's doing a good job though, surviving the first attack by XRB. They're starting to restabilize. Blizzo getting Freezing Trap there. I believe that was a bit of a misfire by Adam Rex. Now that the Freezing Trap's out of the way, Blizzo knows that's time to go on the healer. Zunyaki kiting quite effectively with those Angelic Feathers, trying to stay away from at least one melee and avoid them, but now his DPS members are starting to dip low, and I would say that XRB have the better hand here with their swaps. They're applying way more pressure and starting to slowly etch that mana advantage. I really want to see skill capped red start going for some crowd control and spread their targets between Blizzo and Looney. Right now, Looney's not under any pressure.
Yeah, one of the things that Zunyaki's actually playing, which we haven't really seen from the other Discipline Priests, is the Shining Force. Now, Shining Force is an honor talent, or a talent rather, that basically reduces or increases the cooldown on your Psychic Scream because you don't spec into something that reduces that to 30 seconds. But on the flip side, he can knock people away from him. It makes it very hard for XRB to the moon to connect over to him. Obviously, there's the Master's Call and that Gnome ratio, which are also going to make Zunyaki a little bit more mobile here. And it's been working pretty well for them. His mana is great in this game. He's getting tunneled down a little bit here, needs some help to get away right now. Does have the Pain Suppression and the Rapture, but he's dropping low. Barrier comes out, executes connecting, Trinkets out, Pain Suppression still available, not using it. Decides to, the Rapture should be enough to keep him alive as he kites behind the pillar. ZPi still connecting. Blizzo also in trouble though, said.
Ooh, they caught Looney in a lot of crowd control, bursting Blizzo dangerously low. That was excellently played by Cassidy. That is finally creating an opening, but Zunyaki's still on the back foot. Nice Shining Force with that Gnome ratio. He's able to sprint away with the Angelic Feathers. Trying to get your Priest to be more mobile when he's getting tunneled down was a great adaptation by skill capped red. They're trying another strategy that really hasn't been attempted, which is attacking Blizzo and ZPi and trying to hit both of them. Zunyaki's still under fire, caught into a stun. Sunder connects on the entire team. Zunyaki's in trouble. They have an opening if they can get another crowd control on Looney, but they need just a little bit more time, but I'm not sure if they're gonna get it. Zunyaki dipping so dangerously low. They just can't afford to pull the trigger. Blizzo's digging in. Pummels, the interrupts are starting to crash. Triple Fear gets tremored. They need to land a trap, but Zunyaki's under too much pressure. XRB to the moon. This was the first game we saw their defense start to crack, but skill capped red can't deliver all the way.
I mean, we can see that it's pop. Try to use it for the rest of this best of 7. I think seeing a strategy change here could be interesting, and it may be the right play, but we're going to see as soon as this opens up here.
Yeah, I think one of the things that all these jungle cleaves come into the game with is they think, hey, we've played against Turbo on the ladder, and we've done a pretty good job of, you know, beating it, but then they play against Looney, it's a whole different beast. They play against XRB, it's a whole different team, and some of the stuff that works doesn't work. They had a really poor opener here as well. They feared, they got the trap. Blizzo dropping a little bit low here, needs to be careful out of the Tree of Life though. Once that crowd control does expire, Looney's just gonna be able to top off his warrior.
This is an awful start for skill capped red. They used Psychic Scream when ZPi was being attacked. It broke. He can use Tremor Totem. Then they missed their Freezing Trap. They all stacked up for triple Blade Storm. Skill capped red are just getting shredded in this strategy that they're trying to implement. Now securing a Freezing Trap, but ZPi isn't crowd controlled. He's just pressing Healing Surge on Blizzo, bouncing his health back. They can't rot both targets. The Enhancement Shaman healing is too high to really execute through it. You need to crowd control it. That's where the Psychic Screams should be pinpointed at if they want to be able to have enough pressure, or at least extend the game maybe long enough. With the strategy they're employing right now, I just don't see it happening.
I mean, they were close last game. They created a couple of opportunities, but they do really need to be... They can't afford those mistakes, like you say, Sid. They need to either try cover the Tremors, they need to be landing every single trap. We see Ironbark force out from Looney right now. He smells blood in the water for his team, as we see a fake trap coming out there. It's going to bait out the Grounding Totem from Zeepai with the Tar Trap. Going to be looking for a Freezing Trap now as follow-up. The Ironbark has expired. They can get a stun onto Blizzo. It could potentially be an opening. Triple Fear tremored by Zeepai because of the breaking of the damage. Of course, they need to get cross-control with those stuns if they are to make the most of that cooldown.
Yeah, they could use Bash and try and stun lock Zeepai at the same time, but they're not even doing that. They're just falling behind at this point. XRB to the Moon are walking all over them in this game. They had decent burst on Blizzo at the start, but outside of that, they're just getting completely wrecked. Blizzo's moving in. He's got Blade Storm ready. He's going into battle stance. He knows that Zuniaki is on the ropes. He's almost completely tapped on mana. Doesn't have much to work with. He's just ducking around the corners to try and line of sight, but Shadowman's really expensive. That puts him even further behind. Adam Rex had to turtle just to resurrect his pet. It died to cleave damage. Everything is in favor of XRB to the Moon. Skill Cap Red need a miracle if they want to take game 2.
Yeah, first Shining Force of the game, but just charge, reconnect instantly. Zuniaki really struggling here. We see a trap onto Looney, but they just don't have the pressure. Again, Ironbark coming out onto Blizzo, stabilizing him. Zeepai prioritizing the healers onto his warrior as they push in for the kill here. To his credit, Zuniaki's doing a fantastic job kiting. It's very rare you see a Discipline Priest doing such a fantastic job, but at the same time, Skill Cap Red just don't find the openings. They don't have the pressure, and it looks like they're just going to lose this game.
We've been saying this throughout even the North American region. Yes, you've got high-level individual play, but you need team synergy. Look at the strategy they're employing right now. They're stacking up. This could be a triple kill for Blizzo at this point. With all 3 members in execute range, this is a buffet for a warrior. He's going to start chopping up everybody. Double fear from Blizzo. They're just walking all over them. They pop Dark Archangel in a last-ditch effort, but it's not going to be enough. Zuniaki's going to fall over. This strategy just isn't working. It's too risky, and the healing surge from the Enhancer Shaman is just too powerful. They need enough.
This is based on pure guesstimate that if you took the ladder win percentage between Turbo Cleave and Jungle Cleave, there's a very good chance that Jungle Cleave would win more often than not. I think the reason that XRB to the Moon are winning is because Looney, Blizzo, and Zeepai are so fantastic at these classes, and like you said, Rich, they've hit the jackpot here. All 3 of them so comfortable. Blizzo on his main, Looney on the Druid, Zeepai on the Shaman, what they're known for, and I mean, they are making the composition work as much as the composition is playing to their advantage.
They were too slow in the start there. They feared Zeepai, great, but they didn't stun Looney before he was able to dispel it. They still have to execute very well in this strategy and cross crowd control. Right now, it seems like they're targeting down Blizzo, but they're also attacking Zeepai. Maybe they're going to attack all 3 targets. That is a strategy that we haven't really seen a lot of yet, but that one would be even more risky than the one I was suggesting, but maybe risk is what they need. Looney trades his tree for the Incarn of Cassidy. That goes 1 for 1. Nice innervate timing as well, making the healing all free. That's going to allow him to get a bit of an edge here moving into the late game. Zuniaki with the knockback on the Stormbolt. That does buy him a bit of distance there. It was well placed, but Zeepai counters with Ascendance, making his attacks ranged. Zuniaki is under so much pressure. He's playing Archangel this game instead of Dark Arc to try and get more healing, try and extend the game for his team, but they're just dogpiling on top of him. They can't power down through Zeepai's healing. If they're not crowd controlling anyone, they're just never going to take damage.
I mean, in game 1, they played a slightly longer game, and it almost worked for them, right? Like, I think there's a possibility that if Zuniaki can play this long game, kite around, he can avoid using too much mana. That's clearly what they're playing for, right? But I do agree with you, Sid. They need to find the cross control on these fears. Like, every single fear so far in this game has been tremored. Most of the fears in the last game were also tremored, and this would be a great opportunity for a fear, right? You've got the stun over onto Looney. Potentially, they could swap that stun over to Zeepai, try force those trinkets, and they're getting a lot of pressure here. They force the rallying cry. All 3 of the members on XRB to the Moon are rotting. What they're doing currently is working.
Yeah.
It could be cleaned up a little bit.
I think it could be cleaned up. At least they're switching targets. This is actually making it stressful for Zeepai. Healing Surge is strong, but it only heals 1 person. So if you're hitting 2, or in this case 3, which is just riskier because you're going to take more damage, you'll find openings. Looney's under fire. The defense is starting to crack. They've got the entire team starting to rot down. Skill Cap Red are doing insane damage this game comparably to their last, but Looney is just countering left and right. Now into freezing trap, Blizzo dips low, Die by the Sword gets traded out. This is definitely the closest game they've had so far in the series, but they're on the ropes. They're running out of time. Zuni's got almost no mana. Everybody getting stunned up. Blizzo is still low. Zeepai is still low. Finally, the damage is starting to crank through. Nice interrupt by Cassidy, followed by a stun. Perfect crowd control. Finally, Skill Cap Red starting to show signs of life, putting a point on the board against what was the unbeatable XRB.
Ooh, and that is a team, too, that you know is just scary if they do make it all the way to BlizzCon, because what did they just do?
They can be better at setting up those fears, cross-crowd controlling the tremors.
A new strategy brings new hope. Their back's not completely against the wall yet. This is a best of 7, but XRB to the moon now will try to adapt to the strategies that Skill Cap Red have employed to get themselves on match point.
All right, they're just going to start on Looney, actually catching him out of bear form. That's going to apply a lot more pressure than normal. That's a bit of a throwaway by XRB. Let's see how Looney decides to recover. He's going to duck out of the room, but now they switch their attention to Blizzo and Zeepai. It's going to be difficult for Looney to predict who they're going to attack because Skill Cap Red have been all over the place. Zuniaki is trying to counteract, activating that Archangel, boosting his healing, trying to still kite and stay out of range. They might be able to do a dot and run strategy. Now they're bouncing on Looney. Skill Caps are all over the place, and Looney is slowly but surely falling behind.
Yeah, and one of the other things to note is the only real turn choice they've made during this series different is they swapped the Dark Archangel for the Light Archangel, meaning Zuniaki is helping with less damage, but he's assisting with more healing, enabling his team to have a longer, basically, window of opportunity to get this pressure. And Looney is the one taking the brunt of that right now. Adam Rex on the flip side, also dropping low, trying to hold on to that turtle, kites away. That was the Ascendance from Zeepai and the Avatar from Blizzo. If they can hold on to this, they can push in again to Looney and maybe go for a kill here.
I think it's a bit of a mistake by Adam Rex, grappling, hooking in there while Tree of Life is activated. It's incredibly unlikely that Looney dies during this powerful defensive cooldown, so Adam Rex just walked into an Avatar Blade Storm, and now Zuniaki has to heal through that, which is going to cost him a lot of mana. Fortunately, mana is fairly even so long as Skill Capped Red can keep momentum on multiple targets, but as Zico pointed out in the pregame, XRB to the Moon have adapted their strategy. They're no longer running down the Priest. They're attacking Adam Rex when he overextends out of line of sight, attacking Cassidy when he overextends, and now Skill Capped Red have to figure out a way to get in the face of XRB despite this strategy change by XRB.
This is such a high-level game from both teams. Both teams adapting. Skill Cap Red are succeeding where Jungle Cleaves haven't in the past, but they still need to keep going. It's only one game. They need 3 more if they are to win this series. Keep their BlizzCon dreams on the line here. And Adam Rex is struggling. You can see XRB to the Moon, like Zico called out in the pregame. If they put a bit more pressure over onto the DPS, it makes it more challenging. But looking at the mana pools on both sides, said it's pretty even.
I still think it's favorable to Looney in this position. He's just got bear form. He can run away out of line of sight. Zeepai still has Astral Shift. Blizzo still has died by the sword. I mean, I guess it's as close as it has been between these compositions matching up. Zuniaki may get swapped too, but I think that's unlikely. XRB don't want to leave themselves open to the triple dot pressure of XRB to the Moon. Blizzo Trinkets, that could be an opening to kill him. They need to survive another minute for Cassidy's powerful cooldown, or maybe just get a kill before that. They swap to Looney, catching him out of bear form. You don't often see Looney getting caught out of position like this. It's putting him quite far behind. Skill Cap Red are trying to crack through the defense. Can they do it again? They've got momentum. They just need to stay up in their faces. Blizzo's trying to counter pressure them away. Looney gets interrupted. Cassidy's skull bashes have been game breaking in this series. A couple more of those, they could walk away with it. They managed to recover back to full health. Freezing trap secured. Zeepai's forced to trinket as it was a 3-on-1. They've managed to force die by the sword, but Zuniaki's just out of steam. He's trying his best to keep his team going, but he's got almost nothing left.
Yeah, he needs to keep them up 20 seconds. The Incarnations are not matched up in this game because of the crowd control over onto Looney. Incarnation Kitty for Cassidy in 15. Meanwhile, the tree 40 seconds away for Looney. That's the win condition. 10 seconds on that cooldown. Looney has almost no mana. There's no die by the sword. There's no trinket on Blizzo. He will be the kill target. 5 seconds on that Incarnation. Can they set it up, Sid? 1
more second. They have it. They have to just pop it. Cassidy pulls the trigger. They're going to go after Looney. He barskins. He's in bear, but they spread their pressure. They need to make sure they don't tunnel one target. Spread it onto 3. Make sure that Zeepai can't support it. Zuniaki's healing on nothing. He is literally a legend if he's able to take this game away. He's been healing on nothing for a minute straight. Incarn is still rolling. Cassidy's still doing immense pressure. Looney pre-Iron Bark. That's the Looney that we love to see. He expected the attack. He prepared for it, and he will survive. He would have died in that easily without that reaction. Now his Tree of Life is up. He's basically guaranteed, but they trap him on it. Nice job there by Adam Rex. He's forced Looney's trinket, but they have to survive another 29 seconds. Can Zuniaki do that? 29 seconds on nothing? Cassie stuns up Blizzo, denies the exit, but Zeepai's got Ascendance. That damage is crashing. He stuns Zeepai, jumps to Zuniaki, desperately to stay alive. Everybody is in danger on Skill Cap Red. They're doing whatever they can to stay alive. If they can manage to pull this miracle off, it would be absolutely insane, but it's getting closer and closer to a triple kill for XRB.
Yeah, this is the moment where the game ends. They had their win conditions. Looney came out with the triple outplay, and now Zuniaki surely is going to go down here, walks into Zeepai, gets sundered, standard.
Are you kidding me?
Somehow, someway, still surviving. Looney in trouble. Preemptive Ironbark once again from him, sitting out in that bear form. Both these healers are at this point. Zuniaki doing such a fantastic job. This is where talents like the Shining Force come into play to kite as best as he can. He's dropping low.
Legend!
Is coming out. Looney dropping low. Everyone dying, but Blade Stomp from Blizzo. So scary. How is
What?
It's going both ways.
Oh my
Looney
goodness!
It's not over. Zuniaki drops low. 2v2 Sid.
Oh, they're down at 50% health with no cooldowns. Blizzo is not going to let this win sneak away. They're doing whatever they can, but Z-Pi is all over Cassidy. They trap Blizzo. They stun Z-Pi. They're running for their lives. They've got nothing left. They root up Z-Pi. There's no healing left. Blizzo's got no defense.
They're both in stealth.
Oh, what?
Adam Rex and Cassidy, they're both playing the long stealth here, so neither of them can
Oh
connect
my
right
God!
now. Cassidy going for it, and Blizzo has no trinket. If they can land the stun here with the trap on Z-Pi, that's the Wing Condition. No trinkets on either of them. This would be the most epic comeback of all time if Cassidy and Adam Rex can pull this off.
They need to make sure Z-Pi's taking it, but Adam Rex gets Stormbolt. Cassidy needs to help him. He's trying to move in, but they don't have anything. They get double stunned by Z-Pi. Adam Rex is out of steam. They trap Z-Pi. He's on the run, but Blizzo lands the pummel. He's in execute range. They double fear, and that's going to be it. Blizzo is not going to let this walk away from himself. Cassidy in a 1-on-2, but he is a Feral Druid. If a Feral Druid could do it, maybe, potentially, Blizzo's cooldown's now available. Cassidy's on the run. Can he 1v2 the best warrior in Europe?
They couldn't kill Z-Pi's healing in a 3v3 situation. They can't in a 1v2, but what an epic game. I mean, if you are sitting at home and you are not giving a standing ovation to Skill Cup Red for that game.
But ultimately, XRB to the moon, trying to close it out here and take the first grand final that they have taken since EU Cup #1.
And Sid, I just want to say, for Skill Cup Red, this could be the final resting point.
That's Looney's final resting point. What's going on right now? Cassidy just want to get a kill. This is the first time Looney is choked. Normally he Tree of Life during Incarn. In this situation he used his Bark Skins and not Tree of Life. This is a completely different strategy by Looney, and I don't know if it's going to work for him.
Well, they've tried something different whilst we were laughing at the joke, and now they forced the Incarnation with that. So Incarnations trade on both sides. Even though this opener looked really interesting, as we see, was that a War Banner there? Yeah, War Banner from Blizzo on the trap, so well played by him. Little adaptation coming in here. As we see that strategy, ultimately it leads to a pretty even trade. They force only the Incarnation, really. Now they need to find ways of generating that pressure. Beautiful Fear, though, coming in. Z-Pi used the Dwarf Racial there, so he couldn't instantly tremor out of that, but not too much avail coming from it.
Yeah, as soon as Tree of Life is over, he gets stunned. Perfect swap. Looney gets caught off guard, but Z-Pi is just healing him. They don't have any crowd control for him. Unfortunately, that punish is not going to be enough.Maybe? Looney's still down at about 50%, but Zuniaki is falling immensely far behind as both healers are getting put to the test in this grand finale of Cup number 2 of Season 3. Looney Ironbarks, his team is dipping low. Skill Cap Red need to keep their momentum. They've actually got a mana lead, which is very surprising for the Discipline Priest. Blizzo goes in battle stance, gets rooted by Cassidy. Well-timed. Looney with a perfect dispel, though, getting Blizzo back in the fight on that important moment to keep the momentum going. Z-Pi is staying back with Looney, so Blizzo and Z-Pi not committing to the same strategy just yet. Z-Pi is a bit reluctant to leave Looney alone. He wants to heal him while he's stun locked there, but the longer they play defense, Zuniaki is actually building momentum.
Yeah, and I mean, Looney at the same time, he's under so much stress in this matchup. He has to worry about who should he dot when does he need to be in bad form, who are they going to go for next, but he's still getting out those crucial dispels, and that's huge. Blizzo would have been in control for 8 seconds in that route, so they managed to get that big play coming out of him. At the same time, though, Zuniaki dropping so low. Interestingly, Zuniaki's actually playing Dark Arcadio, means he doesn't have the increased healing from the light. Now we see the Fear coming out there looking for the executes. This would be it. Zuniaki won't go to BlizzCon if he goes down here in XRB to the moon. Win the second cup of the full season. They are your champions, and they were just too good on the day.
And he is going to be playing alongside Tempo Storm. And take a look at your screen right now. Everybody on the left-hand side who is highlighted in white is going to be at BlizzCon. Method Black, XRB to the moon, making a movie, Tempo Storm and Reformed. Congratulations. We will see you at BlizzCon. And also, it ends up shaping up that as of right now, it is going to be all of the top 5 teams in the point standing, even though Method Black and Reform did qualify versus the fake Zebras. We're all tied up 1-1. Who is going to find themselves on match point? Who is going to get a little bit further into this tournament? Keep in mind, folks, we're doing a brand new thing. You have just entered in the middle of history, the longest series that has ever been played in Battle for Azeroth.